What does it mean to be authentic? How to be ourselves? Have you ever felt like you have a mask on your face? Maybe you feel like you have to act a certain way in front of your boss, or say certain things to a colleague in order to be accepted. Instead of being yourself, constantly play a role to fit in with or influence others. Most of us have experienced such situations at some point in time. Instead of acting in an authentic way, we tell others what they want to hear and act against our true nature. In short, we live unreal. Living and working like this is frustrating and limiting. At the same time, it prevents us from reaching our true potential. The opposite point of this problem is life and work is an original and real way. When we allow ourselves to be ourselves, we can live free from the idea and expectations of others, and we can choose our own path in life. What does being real involve, and how can we be more real in our lives? What is originality? It seems that there are as many different definitions of authenticity as there are psychologists, philosophers, scholars, and researchers. However, originality is that being authentic means living according to one's own value and goals, and not according to the values and goals of others. In simpler terms, authenticity means sticking to one's character, values, and spirit, while ignoring imposed pressures. When you have authenticity, it means that you are honest with yourself and others and accept responsibility for your mistakes. Their values, ideals, and actions are in harmony with each other. As a result, you are recognized as a true and authentic person, and you like to accept the consequences of sticking to what you think is right. Why be original? This means that being unorthodox exposed themselves to the possibility of harm from others and choosing a more difficult path. On the one hand, this means losing some opportunities. You have to accept this. However, in the long run, it is likely that you will have many opportunities that would not be available to someone who is unstable, confused, hesitant, or unrealistic. Living a real life is more productive than hiding your true personality. When you live authentically, you don't have to worry about what you said or didn't say, or how you acted, or whether you did not do the right thing or not. Authentic living is about being able to trust yourself and your motives. Being real has other benefits too. For example, trust and respect. When you are true to yourself, not only do you trust the judgments and decisions you make, but others trust you as well. They respect you for not standing by your values and beliefs. Ethical. When you have integrity, you have morals. You don't hesitate to do the right thing, so you should never criticize yourself. Who you are, what you do, and what you believe are completely compatible with each other. Ability to deal with problems. When you are with yourself and others, you have the power and freedom to deal with problems quickly instead of avoiding them or ignoring them altogether. Realizing potentials. When you believe in yourself and do what you believe is right, you can reach your full potential in life instead of letting others dictate what is right for you. And you can take control of your life. Self-confidence and self-esteem. When you're real and doing the right thing, you can trust yourself that you're making the right decision. This in turn leads to self-confidence and self-esteem, optimism, and more satisfactions with life. Less stress. Imagine the happiness and self-esteem you would feel if you believe what you said every day, stuck to it, and acted accordingly. Being yourself is much less stressful than being someone else. Honesty is an important part of authenticity. However, there is a big difference between being honest and being truthful with others. Dr. Harriet Lerner distinguished between these two concepts in her book, Dance of Deception. She says that honesty sometimes reflects our censored thoughts and feelings, while truth requires the subtlety of kindness and empathy with another person. We should always try to be honest with the people around us, because some people sometimes consider ruthless honesty to be aggressive, judgmental, and even selfish. Uncensored honesty can endanger relationships and careers. Having originality in different roles. If you are like many people, then you also have different identities in your work and life. For example, you are the leader of your group. You are a colleague or a friend of your colleagues. You are a member of a group for your boss and an expert for customers. Since you have different roles to play in life, in order to be real, do you have to act in the same way in all these roles? This question is important, especially because it seems that most of us have pretended selves. So we must be flexible, and this flexibility allows us to change and grow and realize new opportunities. However, our true selves remain constant no matter what situation we are in. Just because we have different roles doesn't mean we have to wear a different mask every time. How to be noble. You don't find and shape your true self overnight. Instead, this process of discovery is lifelong. Follow the steps below to get started. 1. Live according to your values. To live authentically means to live according to the values and beliefs that are most dear to you and are the source of your personal goal. Your first step is to identify your core values and then commit to living and working in accordance with them. Identify personal goals and professional goals that align with these values. Sometimes you have to make a decision that are aesthetically challenging. This is where knowing your core values can help you do the right thing. 2. Identify the gap. Is there a gap between who you are now and who you think you could be? For example, do you wear a face mask at work? You may be harsher than usual when you're with your team members because you think that's how managers do things. Maybe you're too talkative because you don't want others to think you're boring, or maybe you're full of ideas that you never share because you're afraid your group members will reject them, which makes you feel stifled and uncomfortable. Try writing down the list of words that describe the qualities of the person you know you can be. Find these gaps. it can also be very helpful to think about what traits the subject might portray in real-life characters. Then choose words from the list to get started. If there's a gap between your real and your unreal self, you can use personal goal-setting methods for self-improvement and decide to choose a more realistic goal for this task each day. Make it smaller and work on one future at a time so you can take one life path. You must learn to listen to that inner voice and ask yourself which one makes you feel good about yourself. That living an ethical life means that you accept responsibility for your actions, including mistakes. Choose responsibility and try to take the blame. Solve honest communications. Being authentic requires strength of character, especially when others are pressuring you to act in ways that you know it's wrong. Do it yourself, and the determination to stand your ground will help you be in the challenging situations you need to be successful in. Take control. This is an important part of real life because it shows that you have an inner strength and respect yourself, and that you have skills that are worth developing because they will serve you in all areas of your life and career. As I mentioned earlier, being authentic means you inevitably miss out on some short-term opportunities. After all, it's always tempting to make yourself look bigger and more attractive, and maybe even exaggerate it a little to get those great-looking opportunities. In reality, this may work only for a short time, but know that you can never wear a mask and be successful.